Welcome to Disc Golf Video League 7. Beautiful day and a look at Harmony Bends from the blue pads. We got a great card of locals playing this. I'm Paul Morrison.
I'm Adam Morrison. Myself and George Smith and Josh Lawson playing this round. A semi-casual, little bit of cash round.
King George on the pad first. Around these parts, everybody knows King George.
Josh, another local player who has lots of distance. Sneaky distance.
Josh has got game. It's one of these locals that you don't really see in the tournaments all that often, but you see him out on the course. He can play nice all the way.
Just a clean shot right across the second crossing there.
Here at Harmony, we're looking at 833 on the first hole. It crosses the creek 3 times, and the drive, well, that one crossed the creek once.
Oh, it got clean over the second shot.
Did you get in?
Yeah, my 4 snuck over there. You have to throw at least 400 to clear that second crossing. Here where George is at, it's probably about 380 just to get to where he's at there.
He crosses it the second time, and he's running it right down the creek. It's just on the right side of that. It hits it's just right on the edge.
Yeah, he was right on the corner. This was a second shot. We threw 2 shots off the top, so he obviously took his clean one.
Still a bit to go here. His second shot on this par 5. First hole. You come to Harmony Bends, bring lunch. 4 par 5s on this course.
Starts to feel like a traditional round of golf where you're just you need to be ready. It's lots of time, no matter, even if it's a casual round, 3 people doesn't matter.
Second shot approaching the creek once again.
Yeah, that snuck down the left side. Little Big Z Mantis action there.
So you have to get across the creek there, but you also have to get to the basket. You have to have the elevation to get it up over that cliffside, that riverside.
Yeah, even where Josh is at, that's a tough chance to even want to try to attack the green. That's why it's a par 5.
Here's George with his 3rd shot.
It was so close.
Split those 2 trees and didn't quite get up over the top. This is a good position for that 3rd shot. And it's in right about circle's edge there. Josh going to try and get it close. That's going to flex out.
We had a little bit of a weird wind going on there, a little bit of a headwind. And we played, just waters out, so George was safe here.
Yeah, good birdie to start.
Yeah, any strokes that you can gain at Harmony are good strokes to get, especially on the first hole.
Man, George gets his par there. Josh will tap it in. We'll head over to number 2, which is a par 4 and a difficult hole. It's a
Honestly, I would consider it one of the hardest holes to par on the course.
still 576. Dogleg to the right. No roller here.
Yeah, it snuck through there a lot. Still in the foliage on the right side.
The red pad is right up to the top of that hill and on the left side. So you can come out to Harmony Bends and play the red pads, and it's a little more doable for the recreational player or amateur player like myself.
The shot George and I were both looking for with the roller was somewhere in the middle.
Josh says no. Oh, and then denied.
It was such a clean shot.
Yeah. That's going to put him right behind that red pad. But now you can see, the basket. At this point, the fairway is turning to the right. That's your fairway. Josh got a lot of different shots in his bag. This is the overhand. George's going to have to get sneaky here.
Unforgiving. Even as clean as the rough looks, it is very rough.
And 4 years ago, this was just complete bramble. Couldn't get through it. Work that's been done out here to create this world-class course. Lots of hours. And of course, John Houck designed. A tough little up and down for him from here.
Yeah, move 10 feet, change the angle quite a bit.
That's going to leave with that suicide putt with the creek in the bag. Here's George. Well done.
Just about the most pristine upshot you could have right there. That creek is on the slope. I mean, not even 5 feet past that basket, and you are looking at water.
You going to run this? You thinking about laying up?
Oh, absolutely not. Not from the back edge of circle 2. You have to really be confident in your putting to do that sort of thing.
And Josh drills it there from about 15. Might have been 20. And George will get in. So we start with a 5, a 4. Move on to hole number 3, which is a par 3, tight. It's got trees right and left, but if you go to the right side and hit a tree and head down, you're going to head down to the creek. It's a tough spot to be in, like that. Well, it held on.
He caught and it kept clean. And the remaining holes out here at Harmony will be in the gold placements. Hole 2 was the only one that wasn't in gold.
Nice drive. Let that thing right in. Not a long hole, but it's tight. King George throwing a putter there.
I think it might have been a rock, but it was gorgeous. I mean, he got it right up into the circles 2 spot and gave himself a look at it.
Josh getting his scramble game on here. Bang. Yeah. King George.
Another one of those putts. You just have to be confident to run that kind of a putt. That's going
fearless. Look at this. And behind it is downhill 50 feet.
Hole 1's fairway is what's behind it, and that's where he could have gone, but he knew exactly where that disc was going, right in the heart of the chains.
Nat sound on the round today. Josh. Nice putt. And another nice birdie. Well done.
Probably the closest I've ever driven it to hole 3's gold pin.
It's a tough spot. It says tight fairway. Number 4, again, another one that's not too long, very tight and downhill. So you really got to get it on that right line, float it down there. He's teeing off first. What are you throwing there?
That was a jawbreaker focus. Let it out a little bit early and trouble.
George, just smooth, lays it down the hill. He'll be inside the circle. Josh is thinking overhand here, yep.
A pretty common play on this hole, actually. It for some reason, a lot of folks like to throw the overhand.
Early in the spring still, here at Harmony Bends, leaves have not come into the trees, and that makes a difference. That'll be a tough par putt there.
And a solid scramble par from Josh there.
Absolutely, and then here's George for birdie. Hole like this, you know, it's so short, and you think, oh, it's just right down there. But with a course like this, with the trees offline a little bit, and it'll cost you.
And every stroke you let go stings just that much more.
So, gave up both those early strokes.
Yeah, I ended with the double there, and George gave up the birdie, but still a solid par.
Par 5, and this is a bit of a signature hole here at Harmony. George right up to one of the plateaus. If you look at it from the tee pad, looks like a giant rock staircase.
Yeah, 3 separate plateaus, and George hit the centermost of them.
And then from that point, the fairway then dog legs to the right and then finishes to the left. What are we throwing there?
An ESP Zeus. Just snuggled right up on George.
Right there.
Looked like a good line.
And Josh. And as you can see, if you're not up to the top of the hill, you've still got a lot of work. Can't see the basket. Josh going with the overhand.
There's another fairway back there that he's on that he could potentially have found.
Course is in great shape right now, and you don't have a lot of leaves on the ground like you might in the fall. Although, club here does a good job of keeping the course clean and playable. Nice second shot there, and that's gonna finish not too far.
Yeah, it was attacking the green until it hit that big tree. This one's really tucked up in there in the gold pin. Normally it's a lot more attackable, but it is really back in there.
Josh gets a forehand roller approach shot. Oh, nicely done. A 3.
Yeah, that was one of those I just kind of stepped up to and didn't even think I had to look at, and then saw a line and was like, just give it a poke right through here, and it stuck.
There you go. Say third birdie of the round already here, Josh. And George. George owns Show Me Disc Sports in Columbia here on Big Bear Boulevard. He and Brenda.
Just a couple of minutes away from Oakland.
Just a couple of minutes away from Harmony, too.
Yeah.
Josh not happy with that. And number 6, and this is Another strange hole, really a dog leg to the left, just as it just a slow fade, slow crescent as it rolls around to the left. To the right is jail and down the hillside, so you really don't want to be off the fairway to the right.
A very long 312 feet. I'll give it that.
And that finishes up nicely. Not too far off. If you're there at the tree line, pretty much anywhere along there, you'd be okay.
Yeah, I think mine
shot.
ended up in the edge of circle 2, so it's looking at it, but you have to do something like Josh here and just like really pierce tight and forward, and he just threw a beauty there.
That's a tough spot to get to. A lot of faith. George lays up nicely. Shouldn't have too far for his par. Birdie bid. Just off.
Thank you.
Some real elevation to these putts at Harmony. I mean, you can be 30, 40 feet below the basket and only be 50 feet from the basket.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, that's number 6. We got a number 7's tee shot, which is a beautiful view as you go down. It's a tight hole that you have to get the disc through first, but once you're out in the fairway, there's room to work it. But 510 feet.
I'll tell you, it's a very common backhand, or a forehand rather, and we're all going to be throwing backhand, so you won't see the most popular play to reach the basket. This is just such a difficult one to get to.
And in the lead-up prep to big tournament here, we had an ace on this hole, that is a monster ace. And that gets a little brushy there on the left side.
Yeah, there's definitely bunkers to find yourself in.
George with his approach. He's within the circle. What are you thinking here?
Just a big sky spike Anheuser with my Fierce. Page Pierce Fierce here, and it drifted. The wind got a hold of it, but man, it was really not a lot of good angles. This bunker was real, even without all the leaves.
Josh going to be in a similar spot over there, trying to save his par. This is a pretty tough par 3 at 510.
That it is.
Oh,
so
just
close to saving the par.
George, just a very consistent stroke. Same thing every time. Man, that's hole number 7. So we're going to head over to number 8, and this is a hole that gets aced a lot, actually. You're going to see it's a tough one to get up there, but if you do get it up there, you get a chance, and George is going to rip it up there high.
But if you don't get it up there,
yeah, see, that's what happens.
It's trouble.
Flexes down. If you hit a tree, end up down in those rocks, tough spot to be in. Josh going right at it. Oh my.
That's the shot you want to throw there, folks.
Got a buzz there?
Z-Buzz. With a rough kick.
We're going to see how that plays from down there. You can see up that hillside.
They tried to tell me the creek was OB, but we played it casual.
Wow, nice up. Saving par there. George gonna bid for his birdie from below.
All good looks, but not quite enough. Josh with the park job, and he's the only one that manages to pull off the two.
As you can see already, 8 holes in and quite a hike. But hole number 9, our second par 5 of
Third. Oh, no, second. Yep.
Harmony. And this is 684 feet. And you want to go all the way up that hill and then crest off to the right a little and then fade back to the left.
There's a lot of different ways to get to this basket.
There's kind of helix fairway, doesn't it?
You can go up to the left. You can go off to the right. There's bunkers in the middle.
Kind of a figure 8.
There's a lot going on this one.
Well, once you get to that spot, now if you get up to the top where you just threw,
you have the option to go left or right.
Yeah, if you're a lefty or a righty, you can throw a hyzer, or you can,
Shout out to the Columbia Disc Golf Club. All of the greenery, all of this honeysuckle that you're seeing is gone now. They did an amazing job cleaning it all out for the tournament. Didn't get a chance to play it for the MAO, but man, does that course look good.
Honeysuckle, an invasive species in Missouri. I'm trying to get rid of it, as much of it as we can. So great job, guys and gals, everybody.
Man.
Active club here.
George getting stuck right on the backside of that tree. Really tough lie, especially on a par 5 when you want a full run up on it.
And, you stay on the fairways here. It's a tough hole. You get off the fairways, and it can be a very tough hole. Be a very tough hole to find your disc sometimes. But obviously a lot of work done, so that it's a little easier now. Here's a second shot.
One of my favorite plays is to go up that left gap and try to throw the roller. Try to crest over that hill and just let it bleed down to the basket. But, man, there's a lot of trees to beat.
That basket that you saw was not the hole number 9 that we're going at here.
Yeah, 16's visible on the crest of that hill, but 9's down
there
here in the
corner.
corner.
Now you can see 9 and
Yep.
George.
Down here at the bottom of the hill. Oh, really, really tricky green. Let me show you just how tricky this green is.
Almost hit it. And let's see where that one ended up.
Trouble.
You
From
skip off the
so
edge of
good to so troublesome.
that. Josh with a nice approach. Yeah, George. They can get it close.
Yeah, it's very easy to send it off the back. Face mask from back edge of circle 1, maybe circle 2 there, but man, just so difficult.
Everybody safely in there.
Josh with the bogey and George and I saving par. Just happy to get away with it. That's a really tough one.
That's the front 9. And this is the Disc Golf Video League, number 7 at Harmony Bends.